What an amazing journey. I've always enjoyed being out on the open waters, and this really was smooth sailing. I almost skipped off the wooden jetty to be greeted by a burly man in a security jacket. ID. I rummage around in my bag until I find the laminated security pass I was issued on the mainlands. Come on then, Skipper, follow me. Luckily, this guy isn't the social type, so I can take in the sights without distraction while we whiz along the forest path. It looks also lush and green. The boss is in there. Glad God damn. Glad to have you aboard, Amanda. Shall we just go through a few formalities and call it a day? That way you get some rest before you start work properly tomorrow. Sure. Sorry, sounds good to me, sir. So first, shall we have a little refreshment? I have water, coffee, or something stronger, perhaps gin. Coffee would be welcome. Coffee would be welcome. I would offer you Irish, but we're out of whiskey, unless the gin. Just plain is great for me. The rest of the day's taken up with the procedural stuff. Professor Palper showing me around the island. Personally, it was nice to get to know him a little. He's rather eccentric, but in a nice way. The thing that stands out most about my catalog is my catalog. The technology is something else. I use it to scan some cats, but it can do so much more than that. The professor was almost insistent that I keep it safe, which I intend to do. As I'm settling in my tent, I make a discovery that catches my attention. It's a notebook that was obviously written by my predecessor. They left it under my bed, which is good as an invitation to read it, as far as I'm concerned. I think it may be the first draft of a novel. It's not bad either. I clearly have a vivid imagination. There's a bizarre story about talking cats and other island anomalies. They were obviously inspired by their surroundings. I must say, it's a great read. I imagine if it were true. I laugh at my little fantasies as I snuggle down for my first sleep on Cat Island. Something in the middle of the night, I am woken by an intruder in my tent. Before my brain can catch up what's going on, I leap from my bed, shouting, "Who's there?" I scramble around for a few seconds before I realize that the notebook has been taken. Next thing I know, I'm running through the forest barefoot, chasing what looks like a cat. This is insane. A wave of nausea rises up in me and I realize that I've become perilously close to the danger zone. Remembering the warnings in the notebook, I try to turn back but my legs give way underneath me. I close my eyes tight as I hit the ground. I open my eyes. A calico cat is standing in front of me and drops a notebook from its mouth. I pass out. Laying in the sand, surrounded by the cats looking down at me. Yeah, call us a live one. Move back, child. Yes, let them breathe or they won't be alive much longer. My brain begins to defuzz and I realize I realized that this is what I was reading about in the novel, only it wasn't a novel at all. My stomach tightens to a knot. It was a journal. I focus my eyes and pick out the large marmalade cat. Have I been bitten? Well, of course you've been bitten. How else would you be able to hear us? This one's an idiot. Don't be rude. Calico turns towards me. How do you know? You know about being bitten. You've read the journal, most of it. Enough to understand what's happening here, Kara? More than enough to know that you have a choice to make? I look from the cats to my scratched and bitten arms and look back. Help the kitties. And even enough to know that there's no choice, we have to help each other. Bravo, Kara. So let's cut to the chase, where I've already done the chase bit. Hush now. What do you need to know, human? I'm still dazed and in shock. Just pulling off my string here. Alright. Everything, really. At that moment, my catalog starts beeping and tells me I have 15 minutes to get back to the camp and start my first day at work. I have to go. Let me get myself together and then later we can catch up. I have a feeling that you're going to do very well, Kara. The best one yet. I was just about to enter the lab under my legitimate work when the catalog beeps. It's a message without any contact information. In calm weather, every ship needs a good captain. What? I don't even. No. I've just had about enough mysteries as a person can take for one day. If you want to be anonymous, I shall take it you also don't mind being ignored. Professor is already working when I arrive, but I'm not late, so there's no fuss. I get through the day efficiently as possible to head back to my tent as soon as my work's done. I want to get a grip with finding out all I can. Ooh, extra? There's extras. Cool. Something has woke me and I can't work out what it is. I'm so used to the sounds of the island by now. Waves crashing in and out, yowling, sounds of the occasional cat fight that they no longer disturb my sleep. However, it seems to have stopped. I bring out my blanket to my chin and allow my eyes to close. The sounds of waves get faint. My mind starts to drift further and further away into the land of sleep. Suddenly, I'm awake again. I hear a strange noise coming from somewhere nearby. From my very intent, in fact, it sounds like scratching. I strain to make it out. It's familiar but uncommon, like a pen on rough paper. Not a pen exactly, like a quill perhaps. I sit up abruptly, find myself alone in my tightly fastened tent. I reach for my torch to take a better look around, realize that I'm holding something in my fist. Don't remember grabbing anything. It's a folded piece of paper. I open it, slowly worrying what it might be. I must have written a note to remind myself of something, then I forgot that I even written it. Places certainly messes with your mind. I look at the elaborate swirling cursive. That's definitely not my handwriting. Do you need assistance? SH? Who's SH? I make a mental rundown of everybody on the island. The initials don't fit anyone. Maybe it's just maybe it means shh, as in keep quiet, but even so, assistance with what? I stare at the piece of paper a while, wonder who could have slipped it in my hand while sleeping. More importantly, why? I scrutinize the handwriting. It's unusual and beautiful. Normally I would think it was some kind of practical joke, but it has been written by someone with such a deft hand that I cannot imagine anyone here being capable of this class of penmanship. This has also been written by an artiste. Why would someone assume I need assistance with something? In spite of myself, I begin to drift back to sleep. Well... Oh, such a good kitty. You're such a cute kitty. Well, do you need assistance? I'm sorry, what? Who are you? I take the catalog out, try to scan the mysterious cat. No data available. Who am I? If I might be permitted to make the introduction, Dr. John K. Watson. Was happy to make your acquaintance. He holds out his little paw for me to shake. A shaky. Hello? And this is the legendary Sherlock C. Holmes at your service. Sherlock doesn't even look at me. I think his ego may be bruised by me not instantly recognizing him. We're here to help. Help? Help who? Why, you, of course. I wasn't aware I needed help. If you do not see that you are not equipped to help yourself, I put it to you that